Hey guys, welcome to Dominate Fishing. I'm Dan Meyer, and in today's short video, we're going to talk about some baits to use for catching late fall crappies. There's a lot of confusion on what to use, what works the best, so I'm just going to give you some baits that work really good. So first, obviously minnows. It's usually hard to outfish a minnow. However, when you get to late fall and the water starts really getting cold, and I'm talking about 40, upper 30s, mid 30s, when you're getting, that water's really getting down there closer to freezing, the fish really start to slow down, and a lot of times they're going to want to bite on a smaller bait. So the bite window for minnows gets a little bit smaller. There's some fish that you can catch on a small plastic that you wouldn't be able to catch on a minnow just because the minnow's a little too big. So if you're using minnows, crappie minnows are the best because they're a little bit smaller. And some days the bite is going to be on minnows, and they're going to slam them, because normally minnows, they're just going to outfish these other baits. But when that water starts to get really cold, there's times that minnows aren't going to work. So minnows are still a great bait to try, but if you're not getting bit on minnows, it's time to try these other two. So the first one is this VMC, I believe it's called a wax tail. It's this little tiny jig. It's an ice fishing bait. It's a bait I love to use during ice fishing. This is obviously in the pink, one of my favorite colors. It's very small, so you can get those real finicky biters when that water's real cold to hit this bait. Now here's the thing, when you're using a bait this small, when you're fishing late fall crappies, they're in deep water. So you're going to have to put a big sinker onto your line, probably about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, somewhere in there above this bait. So you can get this bait down to the bottom quickly, and if there's a lot of waves, you can keep it down there. So you're going to need a real heavy weight. So another bait that works very well is these Mighty Mites. These are paddle tail baits. There's pink, there it is in chartreuse. Both are very good colors. That's a 32nd ounce jig head. So this is a little bit bigger than that VMC wax tail, but it's still a very small bait, and that works good this time of year when the fish are less aggressive. Now, the way you're going to fish this bait is you're pretty much just going to you're going to hold your rod steady and let the waves moving your boat put the action on this. That's how much, or I should say how little action you're going to put on this thing. You're not going to jig it, because this bait works great jigging most of the year, but when we're talking about late fall crappies, really cold water, you can't put much action on this or they're not going to hit it. You just kind of have to let the waves of your boat put enough action on this bait, and all of a sudden you're going to see your line tighten, you're going to see maybe a little bend on your rod, and then you set the hook because you got a fish. And this, again, because it's such a small light bait, you're going to have to put that big heavy split shot probably about 1.5 feet above it, so you can get this down to the bottom where the fish are, because late fall the fish are going to be down on the bottom. So those are 3 baits that work really well in the fall. I hope this video helped you. If it did, hit the like button. Also, if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do videos just like this to help you catch more and bigger fish. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.